So we get a box of goodies from a supplier, and it's fruit. So I guess this is my opportunity to cancel out everything bad that I'm gonna have here in a few days. Shout out to the orange farmers. So we made it up to 1 degree right now. The other day, we got down to -17 and the wind chill was like -38. It was pretty cold. Luckily, me personally, I don't have to go out a lot into the cold. My dad and brothers, they'll go out and break ice for the cattle and do all that stuff. Yeah, so right now we're kind of doing as little as possible as we can outside. And right now, we don't really have any projects going on inside. Like I mentioned before in some of my videos, this time of year, it's kind of our break time, but we're also planning a lot kind of right now for next year, like going through and getting seed orders and everything else in. Just doing all that fun stuff right now. This is actually a deal my brother got into. He found a power unit on an auction. We got to put a clutch on it, but no, it's an Isuzu 6-cylinder. So we're gonna be swapping this stuff like that around. This is kind of the special project I'll tell you about here in a second. That's just boards. But if I point to it too much, you probably get the idea of what we're doing. But mostly everything's nestled back there, getting ready for inspections or starting to get gone through. That's how farmers keep each other clothed around here. We just put our logos on everything and then hand them out around Christmas. It's gonna feel like a sauna. That combine's got heavy fuel in it. Don't think I'd try to start that today. Like I said in the last video, they're pretty much done with the bin. This one's gonna be a little different than the rest of the bins. We did put a side chute on it. So here, I'll show you here in a sec. It's gonna be chilly. But no, what this allows for is we'll be able to empty out of this bin on this north side here and take quite a bit out of it without having to run the auger on it. So like I said before, this one's gonna be set up to just unload on the other side. We're not reclaiming it back to the lake yet, or if we ever do, but we just got a little spot up there, and then that trap is controlled right there, so you can shut it off and on right here. Whew. I'd hate to stand out here forever. Granted, I'd put a few more clothes on. Here, let's head down the road here a little ways. I got something to show you a little bit of. Get you here in a sec. We've actually did get some moisture here, probably a week, 10 days ago. Probably the 50 to 70 hundredths or 5 to 7 tenths for the ice stators. We kind of got that before the ground froze up. So that was a nice welcome. We need a lot more. We're still really dry, but we got a little bit of snow here the other night. It just kind of came with that really cold temperature, so it's really powdery, so it probably won't amount to much. Once it warms up a little bit, it probably won't take much for this stuff to leave. But hey, it's better than nothing. We'll take what we can get. Hopefully we get some recharging rains this spring. That'll be the most beneficial, but we'll even take snow at this point, so whatever happens, we'll take it. Well, here we are. So for the sake of a little bit of privacy, I won't show the whole thing, but I gotta go in. There's mutters here today. They're filling in the drywall, so I'm gonna go in and chat with them. So yeah, this has kind of been keeping us occupied for a little while. I know you probably haven't even seen my other house before, but that's just because I like to keep a certain level of privacy. Not a lot, but just some versus maybe other YouTubers you see around. The current house we live in is my grandma's house that she moved in after she moved off the farm. And well, I guess I'll tell you that story. So the current house I live in now is in Sumner, and it's actually was my grandmother's house for quite a while. She moved into that house in '80, and my grandpa was going to move into that house as well. They lived on the house that's on the farm currently that my folks live in, which that house was built in 1924, I believe it was, by a great-grandpa. I can't remember how many greats it might be. But so they live there now, but in 1980 they were moving into the house I live in now, but my grandfather didn't make it. He passed away in 1980. I've never met him. I'm an '85 model, for those of you interested. But anyway, he passed away 62 years old of a heart problem or a heart attack. I can't remember what exactly they called it, but heck, maybe it was something kind of like I had. Who knows? So my grandma lived there until '04, and then she passed away. Well, it's probably '03 when I graduated high school, in around 2003. She passed away in 2004. My brother had lived there for a little bit, and then in 2005 I actually bought it from the family. And it's not a very big house. It's a 775 square foot house, single floor. So it's not a very big house, but I like it. We like it. We're blessed to have it. But with 2 kids and growing up, we just kind of wanted to expand a little bit bigger, so we ended up pulling the trigger. It's not really a great time to be building a house. Stuff's short supply and things like that, but we're blessed to have the opportunity to be able to put up another house. It's fairly simple, but yet it'll be really nice for us. So that's just something I have to be thankful for. Our family is thankful for coming up on this year and things like that. So that's just kind of something I wanted to share with you folks. It's something we've been kind of working on this past year too, among other things. I know I haven't been filming a lot lately. That's just because, like I said, it's that time of year where not a lot is happening for me on the farm, especially that's exciting. And I don't want to be one of those guys that waste your time and mine just trying to make content for no reason. I like to make it have a purpose a little bit, and hopefully you find it that way. Just the way the algorithms are now, a lot of people have to put out stuff to keep them in the algorithm. I'm not as concerned about that. And the other reason I wanted to make this video is just because I really wanted to say I appreciate you guys this year. I don't know if I'll be able to make another video for 2022 just because of the holiday season, but I also want to focus on you guys right now, saying I appreciate you following me this past year. I really enjoy doing these when I can and just kind of explaining what we do out here around Sumner, Nebraska on our farm with irrigation and all that stuff going on. So I just want to wish you and your family or your loved ones a happy New Year and a Merry Christmas, and I pray that God blesses you going into the 2023 year. With that, we will catch you on the other side of 2022. Is that how you'd say that? I'm not sure, but we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Later.